We're going to go through the core questions in the New Zealand Road Code using the free Road Code Practice website at drivingtests.co.nz. There are 55 questions in total, and we'll break these across a couple of videos. How long should you signal for before passing another vehicle? Anytime you want to perform a manoeuvre, you should signal for at least 3 seconds, because this gives other road users enough time to see what you're doing. The answer is C. When must you not pass a vehicle on the left at an intersection? If the car has stopped in the middle of the road, then you can pass on the left, and if it's slowing down indicating right, you can also pass it on the left. If a car is indicating left and you try to pass it on the left, it will turn into you. Therefore C is the correct answer. As the holder of any class of driver license, are you required to carry your license at all times when driving? You must always carry your license with you. What does it mean if yellow traffic signals are flashing? The traffic signals will flash yellow if they're faulty, and in this case the Giveway rules will apply. When are you allowed to pass another moving vehicle to its right? Check all that apply. Be careful with answer A. It says you can see at least 100 meters ahead when you start passing. 100 meters is not enough. You must be able to see 100 meters ahead when you've finished passing. Answer B. You signal right for at least 3 seconds. That's a correct answer. Answer C. It's safe to exceed the speed limit for a short time to get past. That's not correct. You shouldn't exceed the speed limit. Of course, it must also be safe to pass. Signalling doesn't give you the right to pass if there are other vehicles coming. If you're caught driving while disqualified, can a police officer impound your car on the spot? The answer is yes. What should you do when you come up to a one-lane bridge? As you drive up to a one-lane bridge, you'll see one of 2 signs. Either this sign here, which means you don't have the right of way, or this sign here, which means you do have the right of way. However, even if you see this sign, it doesn't automatically mean you can drive onto the bridge. You must slow down, be prepared to stop, and only proceed if the bridge is clear of traffic. Therefore C is the correct answer. Who can require you to undergo a breath screening test? It's only a police officer that can require you to do this. When are you allowed to pass another vehicle to its left? Check all that apply. A police officer's directions overrule road signs, giveaway signs, and so on. Therefore A is correct. There are 2 or more lanes on your side of the road, and it's safe to pass is correct too. The car you will pass is signalling a right turn and is either slowing down or has stopped. You can pass on the left there. And D. The vehicle is a motorbike or scooter on a single lane road, and therefore there's enough room to pass. That's not a correct answer. A, B, and C are the correct answers. If 2 vehicles are facing give way signs, which vehicle gives way? Answer A is not correct. Whichever one gets there last. Answer B, the vehicle that's not turning, is not correct either. Answer C is the correct answer, the vehicle that's turning. For the purpose of applying the giveaway rule, how should an entrance into a public car park be treated? An entranceway is treated as an intersection, therefore A is the correct answer. What must you do when you hear a siren or see red flashing lights from an ambulance or fire engine? The ambulance or fire engine will need to get past you, therefore C is the correct answer. Slow down and pull over to allow them to pass, and stop if necessary. When coming to a pedestrian crossing with a raised traffic island in the middle, what must you do? The raised traffic island is to protect pedestrians as they are crossing. It also means that if pedestrians are on the other side of the road, you don't need to stop and wait for them. If there was no raised island, you would have to stop regardless of what side of the road the pedestrians are on. A is the correct answer. Only stop and give way if a pedestrian is on your half of the crossing. If anybody is hurt in a crash, the driver must tell a police officer as soon as possible, but within how many hours? 24 hours is the correct answer. At night, when must you always dip the headlights on your vehicle? Select all that apply. A. When other vehicles are coming towards you. You must dip them here because your full beam headlights will dazzle other vehicles. B. When you're following other vehicles. Full beam headlights will dazzle other vehicles in their rearview mirrors. C. When a police officer is directing traffic. Full beam lights will dazzle the police officer, therefore you must dip your headlights. D. You must dip your headlights when you park. It's not necessary to dip your headlights when reversing unless there's a risk you will dazzle other road users. E is not correct. When you've finished your test, you'll see your results. Remember to recommend us on Facebook, +1 us on Google, tweet us, and then try another test.